My lords, my ladies, I'm the Knight VTuber Ragnar Avalon. Today I have for you a list of deck lists for playing Dragon Empire the Nation in Dear Days 2. If you're here just looking for the best Dragon Empire deck, it's probably Shiranui or Varga, so you can skip ahead to those timestamps for a deck list. Dragon Empire is the oldest continuous nation on Cray and the only one to have not changed its name or ideology in the 3,000 years since Guise fell. Dragon Empire has the greatest military power among the nations and maintains both security and wealth through its unique weapons that combine magic and science. Its capital, protected by mountains that form a natural citadel, houses both dragons and humans, and a sacred mountain at the center of the nation houses the Red Dawn Manor, which has safeguarded the dragon egg of legend since ancient times. Unlike other nations, the clans in Dragon Empire represent branches of its military rather than disparate countries and peoples. As a consequence, even during the godless era where the protection of the six deities was lost and most of the former nations collapsed, Dragon Empire managed to stand strong thanks to the support of its clans, who provided both security and the infrastructure necessary for everyday life. In game terms, Dragon Empire is pretty much all about taking your opponent's cards. While each ride line handles this in different ways, the majority of the game's hard removal effects are concentrated into Dragon Empire. Their nation-specific overtrigger lets your Vanguard stand again, which is a very strong effect if you hit it on your Green 3 Vanguard. Varga, for example, can potentially attack 4 times in one turn, and get Twin Drive on 3 of those attacks. For deck lists, let's start with a modified version of the Divine's Trial deck. This deck just upgrades the start deck you can choose to begin with, so it's not expensive to put together. We've replaced the vanilla cards with units that either directly support Triumph Dragon or provide generic support, and freed up some slots to run the Pot of Greed Regalis piece. I elected to put in 3 copies of Polar Quake Sword Ligatung for some added hard removal, but you could put in other cards if you felt like it. I want to call particular attention to Dragritter Falheart and Soaring Sun Presence Forward and Revertus. The former is an Energy Cycler, a card that has a skill when you discard it for your ride in your ride phase, and the latter is just generally useful support for any Dragon Empire deck that uses its soul, so you'll see them a lot. As for the rest, we've upgraded the Perfect Guard cards to have the if you have 2 or more cards in hand discard a card effect, and replaced one of them with Elementaria Sanctitude, since our Vanguard will be grade 3 during the opponent's turn. The triggers have also been replaced with their skill trigger variations. I like to run 1 each of the anti-crit and anti-restand heal triggers, but you could just run vanilla ones if you prefer. This deck is pretty straightforward. Use Triumph Dragon's Act skill to tutor a copy of itself for your Persona ride next turn, use its Energy Blast to make its attack higher quality, and swing at the Vanguard. Follow up with Strafe Command Dragon, who also gets an extra critical if you Soul Blast a Triumph Dragon copy. Battle Monk of Thunderclap Zenshin and Construct Golem help keep you fluid. Zenshin can return Soul Blasted copies of Triumph Dragon to the deck to be searched, while Construct Golem can repeatedly call itself to Rearguard Circle from drop, and provides both energy and countercharge. Try and get a Construct Golem into your drop and 1 in your soul. You can Soul Blast the Golem in your soul to pay for the 1 in your drop, which will then go back to your soul after it boosts Strafe Command Dragon. This deck is somewhat interesting because instead of making 4 attacks, which is pretty standard for most good decks, it only makes 3, but 2 of them are unusually high quality. Both extra critical effects are unusually cheap and essentially force your opponent to guard more than they might like to. Since you're also taking away at least 1 rearguard per turn, you can really grind down your opponent's hand over the course of a few turns. This deck isn't especially explosive, but it's straightforward and solid.